Welcome to FCPS All-Stars. Our guest today is James Rollins, construction electricity teacher at the Career and Technology Center at Frederick County Public Schools. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, I understand that, some people work for money and some people work because they just love what they do, and other people will work for food. But I understand that you had a little different motivation during your first job.
Yeah, I had to work with my grandparents. We worked at the Old Town and Country. I think I was like 7, 9 years old, and just cleaning up and stuff like that on the weekends. When I could go in with them and stuff. So just to be with them was, a light thing. And I can remember at the end of working, my pay was like a lifesaver, 5-roll lifesaver. It was just the colors about it. I don't know. That made me so happy, And I guess the other part of it was being with my grandparents, and then, because like a lot of people, they worry about money, like I tell a lot of people, it's not all about the money, it's what you can do for people, how you help them out, how you make them feel.
Right, and I bet you worked hard for those lifesavers too, didn't you?
And that vacuum cleaner wasn't the easiest thing in the world,
Is it true that you're a Lancer?
Yeah, graduated in 1977.
Okay. Now, how did you discover that you had a knack for working with electricity?
That would have been when I had first attended Linganore. Back in Frederick, over West Frederick, I was in the carpentry and auto body. They had those classes there, but when I had to transfer out to Linganore, that's when the only classes they had offered was electricity and electronics. So I was like, well, it's the only thing there. I took it and got into it, and I was like Curious George, basically. I got into it, and it's like, okay, I like this, okay, how things working, and I just evolved from there,
And you've also had quite a few notable firsts. Would you mind sharing those with us?
When I attended Linganore, I was actually the first African-American football player on the varsity squad, which I didn't know at that time. It wasn't until years later that I found that out.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't the greatest, but it was just being there. Those guys, they respected me. Wherever we went at, they was always there. They had my back and things of that nature.
And you also had another first related to being an electrician. What was that?
Yes, I was the first African-American master electrician to pass Frederick County's master's test.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was another first at CTC.
I am the first African-American teacher hired at CTC. I mean, I didn't know this, but like I said, you see a lot of people there, but to be at that role, yes, I was first.
Wow, well, it is a really good thing that carpentry class and that auto mechanic class was full, right?
Yeah, you got a point about that.
Now, are you a Frederictonian?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. So, your family is from this area as well?
Far back as I know, yes, they've been here.
Okay. Now, it's interesting for me to meet Frederictonians because I'm from Wisconsin, and most people I meet are transplants. So, right. Being from this area, do you have a really large family?
Yeah, probably one of the biggest in Frederick County.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, about how many children, grandchildren, and all that are on your side of the family?
On my parents' side or my side?
Your side.
My side, I have 8 kids, 43 grandkids, and 3 grandkids on the way.
Whew, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I keep working.
And what's your wife's name?
Odessa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she from the area as well?
No, I met her online. She's born in New York, Brooklyn, New York. She was raised in New Jersey by her aunt and uncle because her mom had passed when they was like 12 years old.
Okay.
So both mom and dad. And, I met her, I want to say somewhere in 2001. Run back and forth to New Jersey for 4.5 years, dating her. I missed one weekend of 4.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's the one, and between the two of you, you have a large family.
Yes, we do.
I bet you when you all get together, it's got to be a party.
It's really big. We do have, a good time. My family, the Rollins, we have one a family reunion every year on the 4th of July, and you got anywhere from 150, 300 people.
Wow.
The largest one I think was somewhere in the neighborhood of almost 500 people were there.
So, how does growing up in Frederick impact your experiences with the students you work with at the Career and Technology Center?
I would say part of it would have to go back to the way I came up. I was raised and things I did, because I was not the star kid in school, and things of that nature. So what I did, how I learned my lessons through this, I can also relate to some of the kids that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Back then, people always look at me and I'm always motivated, I'm going here, I'm happy and things like that. And I got to keep doing things.
So how do you structure your classroom?
Every day is a different day when I go in there. I'm meaning that this is what we're going to do or this is what we're going to try to cover, but you never know what way the kids come in. So sometimes I have to make adjustments into the lessons that day or stuff like that to try to blend in with what my kids are feeling, But it's easier for me to adjust on the go. As I tell them, nothing in life is always it's on the schedule. I've yet to find anything. But what happens when a kid runs into something that goes off of the script? Then how do you come back and adjust yourself?
Right.
So I got to always keep them going. Well, Mr. Rollins, you said we're going to do this. Well, I had changed my mind. In order to be out there and to be in competition with everybody else, you got to be able to make that change right then and there. They show their appreciation. That's the part. That's the gratification I get out of teaching. At the end of the day, it's not about how much money I'm making or whatever. It's whether I made a difference in some kid's life. All it takes is one kid.
Yes.
Back a few years, I had one student that wrote me a letter. He wrote it, and I could read it because of the way he wrote it, but the one lady wanted to rewrite it so it's legible. I said, no, I accepted it the way it is because he said some things in there that touched my heart. I have that letter at home hanging above my desk.
Wow.
And it was one kid that I touched. Because at that time I was at the wishing, it's like, man, do I really want to keep doing this or whatever, stuff like that. So every time I feel that, I go home, I look up at that wall and look at that note that he wrote.
I understand you're also famous for something else at CTC. You're looking pretty clean today.
Yeah, well, yeah, I have this thing with outfits. And our uniforms are Dickies and the school shirts and stuff, but I have them in every color.
Now, Dickies are they the real coarse slacks?
They're thick work pants is what they are.
Okay.
And the ones I get are double knee. They got the cell pockets and top of the line. I told the kids, you don't have to buy what I buy, but you want to get something. And our colors are navy blue or black because we work so much and stuff, we get them a lot dirty. Now, on occasions, I'll come in, if I know I'm not working at the house or going out afterwards, what I'll do is, I'll wear either all red, all yellow, all orange. I got a pink outfit. I think it was around like a Christmas party at school. The secretary and some other faculty members give me this pair of Dickies. They were painter pants, which are white, that were dyed pink.
They dyed them pink for
Oh
you.
my God, I was too through. So I actually wore them for them and as an outfit. But and like I say, I'll do it for the students. Like I tell them, it's only certain times I can do it. Then if I take the colors, I can mix and match my shirts and my pants and do every one of Frederick County Public Schools school colors.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Now, how long have you been at CTC?
November, 20 years. Yeah.
20 years. So what's the difference between teaching students about electricity today versus 10, 15 years ago?
A lot of it has to do with the technology that's out there. It's always changing and things of that nature. You know, before the electrical demand back then was not as great as it is. Everybody has, you know, we used to have one TV in the whole house.
Yeah.
You know, you got a TV in every room, you got PlayStations, Xboxes, all these types of things, and the kids, so your electrical demand becomes more. And everything, you go to cell phones and things of that nature, so you always look around, you got people charging stuff here or there, things like that. So that's part of where we're at.
So to stay future-proof, your students need to know what?
A lot of it's about programming anymore. And I told the kids, your fire alarm systems in a lot of your buildings and stuff like that, it's all about the programming, your security, a lot of the networking and things of that nature. It's out there. I got a lot of my students, former students, that are in those industries. And I tell them, I said, you go out there and specialize in one of them. You know, learn that programming. You know, I have, they talk about, I could basically be on vacation with a laptop and control a building. The lights, the heat, everything about it.
It's very interesting, very interesting. Well, James, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us as well. Stay tuned for our next episode, and in the meantime, shine on.